Hi Stampers, my name is Sandy Hancock. I'm an independent Stamp It Up demonstrator coming to you from Southern California, and today is Monday, September 15th, 2025. Today I'm going to be making a very simple fun fold card. I'll just show you how this opens. Really simple, really pretty. I'm going to be using two different DSPs. This gorgeous print comes from the Toile paper that's in the catalog. And then this one, I have two more also to show you. This one comes from the Gathering Together. So let's just take a look at the DSPs. Okay, so this is the Toile. I'm going to turn it a little bit sideways. I don't know if that helps or if it hurts. These are the different prints. They're all directional, so probably I'll have to turn it the other way. Okay, let's try this. Okay, now I didn't know anything about Toile. In fact, I didn't even know how to pronounce it. Oh, here's this one that I love so much. Yes, I love that print. Okay, all right, so I looked up. The Toile is in the holiday catalog, page 40. You pronounce it T-W-A-L-L, Toile. Okay, so what is Toile? Toile is a highly detailed decorative print featuring repeating monochromatic illustrations of pastoral scenes. Hello, that's what this is right here, right? And this, I mean, they're all pastoral scenes. So good. Okay. It was inspired by the designs and prints found on Chinese porcelain, which often took its design cues from nature. Then it was invented in 1760 and produced in a small French town, which I cannot pronounce. So traditionally, Toile was made of a single ink color and printed upon a large white, or not large, a white background. Originally, Toile was printed using black, blue, or red inks. As new dyes and pigments were developed in the 19th century, Toile was produced in a wider array of colors, green being an extremely popular color. And that's probably where this one comes from. Okay, so I have a new appreciation for Toile. I actually think that's pretty. Initially, when I saw the Toile, I went, I don't think so. But like I say, the back of this is what I love. Okay, and then, of course, I don't really need to show you this one, but just reminding you that there are three different patterns. So all the greens and the yellows on white, just the browns and the beiges on white, and then this is the one I used. I'm going to be showing you one out of this, one made out of this, and two made out of the Toile. Okay, so this one I actually wanted to make for you because I wanted to show you how to make white pumpkins. However, in order to make a white pumpkin, I stamped on beige, and then I found an ivory marker. But I'm going to show you the state of my ivory marker. I mean, there is dead. There is nothing. There is nobody home. I found one other one that had a little bit of juice in it, so a little bit of ink. So I was able to color this. But when I tried to see if there was enough ink to make another one, there just isn't enough ink to make another one. So I'm just showing you this one. So yellow here, green here, dark Daffodil Delight there. And then my friend suggested for the pumpkin that I take the ivory pad, or the beige pad, not ivory, and just, put a blender pen in there and kind of highlight. So that's what I did. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I don't know if you can see it a little bit. But it does add to it. It's very pretty. And then, of course, I use the Spotlight on Nature. I've got listed here, Spotlight on Nature dies, which I absolutely love. And then inside, so okay, so orange is not my favorite color. I mean, this is not orange. It's more like the Cajun Craze. It's still not my favorite color, but I use it a lot. But I just prefer this side of the paper. Okay, so what I am going to be able to make, I'm going to make this one because it's made exactly the same way, and you will be able to catch on to how simple this is. So the DSP is 4 by 8. You're going to score it at 4. And then I've just cut out different sizes of circles from Spotlight on Nature. These two little pieces are from Amber Autumn. So I've got, this is the brown DSP that comes in Gathering Together. There's the back of it, the green. I just think it adds a lot of character to this. And then the Cajun Craze in the beige. All right, so that's what we're going to be using. And I have a recommendation about scoring this. I think it's better if you actually don't score it. The first time I used the scoring thing on my scoring tool on the DSP, I pushed a little too hard and it broke it a little bit. It tore it a little bit. So I've decided now I'm just simply going to fold it and use my bone folder on it because it really, okay. So did you get that? So the inside piece is going to be 3 3/4 square. Okay, so then we're using 1/4 of a sheet. That's it. It's not a whole card. 1/4 of a sheet of Cajun Craze. Okay, so let's put some glue on here. One of these days, this glue is going to be running out. I've got another. I'm going to try to get it up to the edge. I need to have another one. And then for heaven's sakes, put it on the correct way. It would be just like me to do it upside down. Okay. Whoops. Okay, so we're just going to place it, you know, about like that. Get it where you want it because you don't really have much in the way of time to readjust it if you want to. Okay, and then I'm going to go right ahead and I'm going to, you really wouldn't have to put cardstock in here, but I think it looks kind of classy to put something in there. And I mean, you don't have to, that's for sure. But I'm putting beige in here. 3 3/4 inch, which is sticking to my fingers. Okie dokie. And then we're going to go ahead and put these 2 little pieces, and these are from Amber Autumn. And I'm going to use my reverse tweezers and my glue, Barely, what is it? Barely Art. So easy to use for these little places. Okay, just don't lose the pen. That's the main thing. Okay, so we're going to put down Early Espresso, and then we're going to do some Cajun Craze for a leaf. And we will have the inside almost finished. Okay, here goes the Cajun Craze. And then I want to show you what I did. I stamped Grateful for You, and Grateful for You is straight. Grateful for You. I stamped it in espresso, and I absolutely love, where's my set? Okay, this is called Words for the Season, and it has, of course, all these amazing words for the season, but it also has this. And so even though the words are straight, oh, come on, even though the words are straight, you can position this on there. So you can see that the words are straight, but it's a little bit of an illusion when you put this on there. And so I'm really enjoying that. And along with the words, I've been using the words too, but I just kind of get a kick out of making these straight words be on the curve. And I'm just going to put this in here. I mean, you could just stamp it. You could simply stamp it if you want to, but I just think it's kind of fun to put it at an angle like that. Oops, hello. All right, seriously. There we go. Okay. All right, so here we go. Now we're just going to decorate the front. And again, I'm going to use this. It's such a simple card. I'm using the Spotlight on Nature dies, which I absolutely love. And I'm going to just put glue, so about here, kind of get a bird's eye view of where you want this to go, because you don't want it getting onto your card, your main card. Okay, so we'll just flip it over. That's about right. Okay, then I'm going to put the Cajun Craze on with dimensionals. And let's see, got one. And then I think I started cutting. What I like to do, well, maybe I didn't do it on this one. I like to just cut in like that. It makes it really easy to use the sides. Because of course we're not going to throw these out, right? Okay. And so they kind of come out shaped a little bit differently, but that's okay. All right. So let's get rid of the tops of these. There we go. That was smooth, straight into the trash. All right. So we're just going to put Cajun Craze on here. Try to get it in the center. And then I'm going to simply add beige to the top. And then our acorns are going to go on top of that. Okay, now for the acorns, I did go ahead and stamp it and cut it out. And I cut out 3 because I like to have a little bit of depth to it. But if you'll notice on this one, there's no green in the paper, right? So I decided to try yellow, since yellow. I use dark Daffodil Delight. I'm going to try, just for fun, I'm going to start with light Daffodil Delight because I really couldn't do any highlighting there because it was already dark. And this might not work. I may end up going back over the whole thing with dark Daffodil Delight. See if I can stay in the lines. Not doing such a great job. Yeah, so I might be able to go back and highlight doing it this way because this is a light yellow. Okay, let's see what happens when I go back now and try to highlight. If you can't see, there's a dramatic difference here. So, oops, I don't want that end. Let's just see what happens. If it doesn't make that much difference, well, you can see it. I hadn't tried it until right now, so maybe, I don't know. Let me finish the whole thing and then I can decide if I want to go back over the whole thing or if I want to leave it like this. Well, maybe I like it highlighted. I could add a little bit more to it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Just go back and add a little bit more to it. So it's going to look a little bit highlighted. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. All right, then for the acorns, I've colored acorns before, but I'm going to tell you on this beige cardstock, if you color right up to the edge, it's going to seep out around the edges. And I have learned that the hard way. So what you're going to do is you're going to color close to the edge, but not out to the edge. And you're going to see in a minute that the color is going to go all the way out to the edge, even though I haven't colored it that way. Okay, let's try this one. So I'm leaving about 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch, just a little bit. Look, see this one, it's already filling in. Yeah, if you look at that, I did not color out to the edges. This one's not quite. I'm gonna add a little tiny bit more. Yeah, if you color out to the edges, then it's just gonna seep right over. Okay, now, oh, this looks like the ivory. I'm looking for crumb cake. I'm gonna go over the acorns with crumb cake because I don't want it to be quite so bright. Okay, now look at the difference. Crumb cake, you do whatever you like. I just like it toned down a little bit because in the pictures, like I said in another video, in the pictures, this part that I'm coloring right now, the top of the acorn, it's darker, and the bottom part is the lighter part. And I see most people coloring it just the opposite, with the dark being on the bottom. Let's see if this is the dark. Yeah, I think that's still, when I went back and touched that, see what I'm talking about? It just bleeds right out. Everything else was okay. I shouldn't have gone back and touched that. Oh well, I'm not throwing it out. Okay, so now, instead of dimensionals, I'm just gonna put, but you could easily put dimensionals here. I'm just gonna add a couple of layers. And you wouldn't even have to use, don't use good cardstock. You know, use a little scrap here, some kind of scraps. Okay, get these lined up. Look how nicely I got these done. Nothing leaking out. Yeah, just can't get close, brother. Okay, a little bit frustrating. After I just told you not to do it. Okay, and then we're just going to add our acorns. And as you know, the greeting is inside. So I think I might push it up a little bit. And then I'm going to take these dark, they're called streaked dots. They're on page 41. And I'm sure I can find, take your pick. Okay. And we're just going to go with the small ones. Put one down here. Put a couple of them up here. Something like that. Okay. So there you go. Very simple. And again, you could just stamp that in there. You don't have to do that. But I happen to just love that little swirl that gives. Okay, so here's this one. I'll put that one away. And then I wanted to show you, oh no, not that. Oh, here. Okay, I just wanted to show you on page 40. So this is where all of the toile is. So you're going to see there's beige on the back of this, the gorgeous brown stripes on the back of this, brown check, which I love. Yeah, so those are the ones. These are the embellishments I was just using, along with the amber autumn. And here it is, you know, pastoral prints. Who knew? I certainly didn't have any idea of the history of toile. Okay, so now I'm going to show you my other cards. This is the original one that I kept. I mean, I made this years ago. How beautiful a day can be when kindness touches it. I didn't put anything inside. And I've had this for a very long time, and I just happened to find it, and I thought, I just love holding on to cards that are a little bit different, a little bit interesting. And what did I do with my pumpkin card? I don't even know. Okay, so here, Blessed to Have You in My Life. Again, that's Amber Autumn. So the only thing I added to this toile, if you can, I did add a little bit of blue to the water. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that, but I did. And here I added pecan pie, along with espresso and beige. And then just a little acorn. And the acorn, this is sad to say, it's the only stamp I've used so far from Gathering Moments. This is a bundle that's online, and it's got these great big old leaves in them. I think they're more for scrapbooking. But these dies cut out all of these little leaves, and those are really pretty. I just haven't used them yet. Okay, so this is toile with my addition of a little blue. And then this, again, is exactly the same as this one, except the white background for the flower. And this one, it wasn't that I thought you had to cut out Autumn Wishes, but I had it cut out, and I ended up not using it. And I thought, hey, I think I'll just put it inside here. And it's just a little bit of a surprise, kind of nice, kind of fun. And I have no idea what I did with the pumpkins that I just had, because I was going to put it out for you. Seriously? Does this happen to you? I'm sure it does. Oh, wait, here it is. Okay, here. All right, so there's all 4 of them put together if you want to take pictures. Super simple, 4x8 piece of DSP, score it at 4, fold it in half, and you are good to go. All right, so if you do not have a catalog, please reach out to me, sandystamper@earthlink.net, and let me know. I'm happy to send you one. If you've enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe and like. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you will join me the next time.